Hello, and welcome to Team 4's final presentation for MBA Course 752, Business in East Asia. Today we will be discussing the company IKEA and their business relationships with East Asia. We will start with a little background about the organization, discuss some of IKEA's best practices, and provide recommendations on how the company might address some of its shortcomings. Finally, we will present our plan for how our company should implement these recommendations. IKEA was founded in Sweden in 1943 by 17-year-old Ingvar Kamprad, with the money given to him by his father as a reward for his studies. The company's name is an acronym comprised of the founder's initials, the farm where he grew up, and his hometown. IKEA originally sold small miscellaneous items such as pens, wallets, picture frames, table runners, watches, and jewelry, but in 1948, Kamprad introduced some locally manufactured furniture. Today, this company is the world's largest furniture retailer and is known for its modern architectural designs on various types of appliances and furniture, often associated with a simplified, eco-friendly interior design. IKEA is known for the attention it gives to cost control, operational details, and continuous product development, which allowed the lowering of prices on an average of 2 to 3% in the first decade of the 21st century, while continuing its global expansion. There are now 332 stores in 38 countries, and over $23 billion worth of goods are sold annually. In 1985, IKEA opened its first U.S. store in Philadelphia, but they had their first interactions with the East Asia marketplace a while before that. From 1974 to 1986, IKEA had a joint venture with a Japanese department store. Although IKEA withdrew from the market in 1986 because of stagnant sales, they returned in 2006 under a distribution partnership with the Mitsubishi Corporation. The first store opened in Hong Kong in CIMG1480. This original store was later closed, but as of 2007, IKEA had 3 stores and 1 warehouse in Hong Kong, all franchised owned by Dairy Farm International Holdings. In summer of 2010, the store in Kowloon Bay was relocated to a larger location, and now with 150,000 square feet, it is the largest store in Hong Kong. The first store in Taiwan was opened in Taipei in 1994, but closed again in 2002. There are now four IKEA stores operating in Taiwan, but there are plans to open a 5th. There are stores in 10 different cities in China, including 2 stores in Shanghai and stores in Beijing and Tianjin. And IKEA is aiming at expanding to a 2nd store in Beijing, as well as a new store in Wuhan. IKEA is doing many things right. For instance, they're tilting the playing field to their advantage in terms of using their networks to have strong, long-term relationships with the manufacturing suppliers and franchise owners. They have 31 distribution centers in 16 countries, 45 trading offices in 31 countries, and they have successfully developed close relationships with over 1,300 suppliers in 50 different countries. IKEA utilizes franchises to own and run IKEA stores. Franchises are selected based on a number of criteria to ensure success. Franchises in Asia include the Inca Group in China, the Econo Group in Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand, and the Dairy Farm Group in Taiwan. Starting joint ventures with businesses already familiar with the Asian market is a key to success. IKEA's strategy of manufacturing in the Asia regions also helps keep costs down. A third of IKEA's purchasing is from Asia. Asian suppliers and manufacturers known for their manufacturing capability and fast turnaround can be utilized to produce products cheaply. Production within the region also helps reduce distribution costs in the region. In 2000, IKEA introduced its Code of Conduct of Suppliers called the IKEA Way of Purchasing, or I-Way, to ensure suppliers were performing ethically. These included environmental, sustainability initiatives, and expectations for and from suppliers. I-Way helps ensure that IKEA suppliers comply with the laws in each country. In 2012, all Chinese IKEA suppliers were I-Way compliant. And now for some of our recommendations and the implementations that can go with them. Our first two recommendations concerning the higher wages in China and the better improving living conditions, IKEA must develop a strategy to ensure that they can sustainably source from China in a cost-effective manner. As many of their source materials are from China, they also must develop a strategy to ensure that their suppliers can deal with the high employee turnover, possibly hiring people from outside to manage, and to ensure supply and cost does not suffer. An implementation plan includes that when entering China, companies that have not taken time to seek out a relationship with a well-established Chinese company will usually experience more barriers to success, such as sustaining sources from China in materials and human resources. To ensure a higher success rate in these areas, IKEA should partner with a company in China that already has a well-established reputation with the people and the businesses. One of Asia's leading furniture retailers, the Marker Group, entered the Chinese domestic furniture retail market with this exact business strategy in 2001. Marker is a furniture company that produces high-quality furniture products, therefore entered a partner relationship to collaborate with the well-known high-end furniture Ether Allen, which had already been successful. IKEA should assess the Marker and Ethan Allen chain of stores to evaluate if it's a good marketing strategy to form a level partnership with these high-end furniture stores. There's an advantage to IKEA partnering with Marker and Ethan Allen because IKEA is able to offer products at more affordable prices. This will meet the needs of those consumers that Marker and Ethan Allen lack due to their high prices. All three retail stores working together will have a higher chance of finding those consumers that cross from one sector to the other in its changing economic times. In addition, partnering up with Marker and Ethan Allen will provide IKEA the sources it needs to ensure sustainability in material and human resources. It will open the doors for IKEA to work with the necessary businesses for a more successful market entry. It's also recommended that IKEA should develop a stronger code of ethics for suppliers and operations in Asian regions, bringing back if IKEA follows the implementation plan to partner with these well-established companies, Marker and Ethan Allen, it will also require it to adhere to the same or similar code of ethics of both Marker and Ethan Allen. This will create the changes that will rapidly begin to improve IKEA's past reputation to be more positive in China. It is also important that IKEA understands how it is perceived in Asia and develop a strategy to ensure that the IKEA concept is being correctly understood. They need to understand what about IKEA the consumers value and how to tailor that for the specific region. The population in East Asia is growing at a significant rate, and specific restrictions are put in place to ensure it continues to be safe for the people. For example, in China it is very difficult and costly to obtain a driver's license, therefore not many Chinese drive. The reason behind this regulation is to keep the streets less crowded and safer for the people of China. IKEA can market to the Chinese region easily by addressing their need for furniture that is usable and space-conscious. IKEA would easily be able to market to consumers of residences, businesses with office furniture, schools, and colleges. To ensure that the IKEA concept is being correctly understood, IKEA should go back to its roots and implement utilizing marketing slogan, the IKEA way, which drives at their focus on consumer need and affordable and durable products. IKEA long ago established that it is able to be a worldwide contender with global strategies geared toward consumers' needs. According to an older article in Marketing Week, IKEA has been conscious of its consumers' needs across its product platform. For example, when IKEA opened stores in the US, some products such as beds were modified to fit because Americans were typically larger and taller people. These modifications to meet the varying needs of consumers in different parts of the world are referred to as the IKEA way. IKEA can continue to market the IKEA way in China similar to how it approached the US market. By doing a demographic assessment of the Chinese people, they will have a better understanding of modifications that will meet the Chinese consumer. In addition, IKEA should send in representatives to get sizes of the typical office and class sizes, then rate whether their product offerings are able to meet the needs within the spacing demands, or if further modifications are necessary. To recap, IKEA has done very well in expanding its global operations and has made many connections. But to implement further processes, they can make more connections with other furniture chains that address other demographics than they do at this time, and they can go back to their roots, and they can bring back the IKEA way and create an even further successful business than they are at the moment. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.